Okay then. Good evening guys, good evening everyone, good evening Naveen, good evening Subhashini, Nanda, Utpal, good evening, how are you all? Good evening guys, good evening. Welcome back to the stream, welcome back to day 3 of this Mastering DOM Manipulation course. Good evening guys, am I audible? Am I audible? Can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I visible? Can you guys hear me and see me? Okay, that's great. We are fine, sir. How are you? I'm really good. I am really good and excited for this session because today we're going to be learning something really cool and unique. Okay? Good evening, guys. Good evening, Leonard. Good evening, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Good evening, Nanda. Good evening, guys. Good evening, all of you. Okay. So then, I hope that you guys are able to find all the files on GitHub. And I really hope that you guys are also practicing the things here and there, because if you don't practice, then DOM manipulation can be tough. But if you practice it, even just for half an hour a day, whenever you feel like, it will be very amazing for you as well. Okay? So yep guys, good evening once again. And today, we have some special things to talk about. Okay? So now we know quite a lot of things, right? Now we know how to manipulate attributes. Now we know how to manipulate CSS. We know how to select any element, target any element that is there. We know how to create a new DOM element using JavaScript. We know about inner text, inner HTML. That means now we know a lot about DOM manipulation, guys. We can literally do a lot of things using these topics. Trust me, guys. If you're making a web page or a website, and if you want to do some amazing things in that, whatever we have learned so far, that is more than enough to do a lot of things. But we are not going to stop on that because we have a lot of things to learn. Right? I'm also going to be talking about timer functions. I'll be showing you how to create carousels, models. So we have a lot of things in our course. So yeah. So guys, today on the third day, and see guys, we have only we are only completed with 2 days, and still we have covered so much. Right? Manipulating CSS, manipulating attributes, adding events, all that stuff in different ways. Right? Selecting elements, creating elements, appending elements. So much we have learned so far in 2 days, and now today is third day, and it's one of the most important days because today we are going to be learning something very unique and cool. Okay, you can say it's one more way of selecting elements. See, we have seen multiple ways of selecting elements. We have seen get element by ID, we have seen get elements by class name, right? We have seen get elements by tag name, we have seen query selector, we have seen query selector all. So we have already seen 5 ways of selecting elements, but today we are going to be talking about one more way, but this is a little unique way, and sometimes it will help you a lot in complicated situations. That's why it's very important to talk about this topic today. Okay, so let's go guys. Let's quickly create a new folder for our day. And yep, good evening Bhimrao sir, welcome to the stream. Good evening. And guys, one more thing I would like to announce, that we are very close to 1.5k subscribers. I think we are just 18 or 20 subscribers away. So if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also share it with your friends. It will mean a lot to me. We are very close to 1.5k subscribers. Okay. So yep guys, let's go. Let's go. Let's create a new folder, and I'm going to call it as day 3. Okay. And again, same logic. A simple HTML file very quickly. So index.html, where we'll be writing HTML, and a very simple JS file where we'll be writing our JavaScript. Doing the basic setup quickly. Good evening Devi Prasad. Good evening Manoj. How are you all? It's not done yet, Subhashini. We are very close. So let's see if it happens by today's session. So let's do the basic setup. Remove this thing that we don't need, and let's remove the sidebar. And guys, today the topic that we are going to be learning is what you call as DOM traversing. One of the very important topics that even though people know DOM manipulation a little bit, they normally always ignore this topic. But according to me, it is one of the most important topics to learn, which is called as DOM traversing. Okay, and let's also link the JS file. So quickly, let's go ahead, src./script.js. Okay. So now guys, let's talk about what exactly is DOM traversing. So to explain you that, let me go ahead and quickly create some elements. So guys, let's go. Let's create a div. Okay. Let's create a div. give it some, class of, let's say again 1, always. Okay, inside this, let's go ahead and create a UL. Okay, and inside this, let's create, so basically what I'm trying here is I'm trying to create a, multiple level elements with multiple parents and childs, something like that, nothing big, simple. So let's have some list, Thor. Okay, and today's track record is I think 7 minutes, right, Naveen? I've mentioned Thor already. So Thor, let's say Captain America. Okay, and some more elements like, let's say Hulk, something like that. Okay, cool guys. So now see, let me also give this a class. So we can also give it a class of, let's say, list items, something like that. Now see guys, now whatever we have learned so far, by using that, we know that we can target any specific element. That means if I want to manipulate or do something on this div, I know how to select this element. If I want to do something on the UL, I know how to select this element using JavaScript. If I want to work on this LI, I know how to select that element. I can give it a class or a ID, or I can also select it using tag name. Now guys, sometimes when you have a very big HTML in which you have many parents, childs, inside child you have much more children, you have parent, you have grandparent, so you have so many levels of parent child, and that will happen guys, because in future when you're creating a actual website, actual web page, in that there will be many more parents and childs and many more HTML elements, like thousands of HTML elements. And in that case guys, the problem is you can't always think of giving class and ID to each and every element again and again. So sometimes you might have already selected one element that you want to work with, but you also want to work on its child. Now there are two ways. Either you go, so for example guys, let's say, let's just give some CSS, because I want to explain you this and I want you guys to, see this visually. So let's quickly give some CSS. So style, and so let's go quickly, .1. Let's give it some simple width and height. So width of 400 pixel and height of, let's not give any height so that the height will depend on the children. Let's just give it some padding of 50 pixel and background color of light gray, something like that. So light gray, simple. Okay, nice. And now let's run this file. Okay, and here we go. Okay, you can see a very simple output here, simple, nothing big, just something with 3 LIs. Okay, now guys, let's say I want to select this element, Captain America. Okay, but I don't want to give it this LIs any class or something like that. I don't want to do all that stuff. And guys, see, in future, now there are multiple techniques, right? If I want to work on this LI, Captain America, there are multiple techniques. First technique is I can go ahead and do document dot get elements by tag name LI. But if I do that, it will select all the LIs which is in my page. That means in future, if I have some more divs, like for example, if I go ahead and have some more div, it will also target this LI. Let me show you that. So let's say I have 2 divs. Okay, in this also I have LIs, in this also I have LIs. So let's go ahead quickly and let's change the content so that you can see it in a better way. So Wanda, Captain Marvel, and let's say you have something like Black Widow. Okay, cool. So you have 2 divs with 2 different set of LIs. Now if I go ahead and do this, if I fetch document dot get elements by tag name and I pass LI, see what it does. We know what it will do. It will just get all the LIs that are in my document. The first 3 from this div and the next 3 from the other div. That's how it works, right? It fetched all the LI from this whole document, no matter in which parent, in which child they are. But I specifically wanted to target only these 3 LIs. I'd never wanted these 3 LIs. That means in my page, if I have thousands of LIs, it will target all the LIs. So in this case, tag name is not a good option. So now the second option can be, okay, if you want to avoid fetching all the LIs in your document, the second option can be just go ahead and give a separate class to these LIs. But if there are 20, 30, I have to give all of them, classes, separate classes. So again, that will become tedious. So is there any better way of doing this? And guys, that's where the concept of this DOM traversing is going to help you. So guys, understood my problem, everyone? Have you guys understood the problem? Just like we always do. We always first discuss the problem so that you know why we are learning something. So guys, you got the problem, right? So if in my document I have thousands of LI, this particular line will fetch all the LIs. And I don't want that because it will be time consuming. But I only wanted to work on this LI or 2, 3, 4 LIs or specific LIs of this parent. Now second option can be I can go ahead and give all of them classes. But that's again a tedious task because if there are 10, 20 LIs, I have to give all of them classes. So is there any better approach? Yes, there is a really cool approach. That is, what you can do is, you can simply go ahead, okay, let's say we give it ID so that we can fetch the UL now. So let's say we give it ID like list items, same ID. Now what we can do here is, we can fetch this UL. We know that we can fetch this UL. So see what we can do now. Using its ID, because we have given it a ID, you can see that we have given it ID, so we can fetch this UL element. So let's go document dot get element by ID, and the ID is list items, right? Now we know that we have fetched that UL. Let's see that. Here we go. You got that UL element with all the LI elements in it. Now I want to select all these LI elements. So is there any possible way? Because I got the UL with all its everything, but I also want to target these LI elements. So guys, now you can use the DOM traversing method. Guys, see, traversing means nothing but traveling through the DOM. You are at one element, but from that element you can also go to its child. From that element you can also go to its parent. You can also go to its child's child. You can also go to its parent's parent. So you are traveling through generations. You're traveling through their descendants or ancestors. That's what you call as DOM traversing. When in the DOM tree you are at one element, you have selected one element. Now by using that element, either you are traveling to its parent or you're traveling to its child. That means when I say traveling, you're fetching its parent based on that element, or you're fetching its child based on that element. That is what we call as DOM traversing. So for example, guys, see, I have selected the UL element. Now by using this UL element, I am also going to select these LI elements. Let me show you how. So there is a property called as dot children. And if I just call this, now see what will happen. It will give me all those LIs. See that, guys? I got the HTML collection of all the LIs and only specific to that parent. Is that clear, guys? So by using the UL, by selecting the UL, I got all the LIs by using the dot children property. Is that cleared, everyone? This is what DOM traversing means. So dot children is one of the properties. And just like that, there are many properties which will help you to go to parent, which will also help you to go to child. So guys, now, see, this thing is giving you an array. Now you tell me, is it tough now to access this LI? Is it tough? You tell me quickly. You have got the array now, right? Come on, where's my console? You have got the array. Now I just want to select this element. No issues. I got the list of elements. Now I just have to go ahead and mention of 1. And I got my LI element that I want to work with. And guys, again, you got your element. That means now you can do whatever you want. You can apply CSS. You can change inner HTML. You can do whatever you want now. It's up to you, right? So guys, now you avoided giving a separate class or a ID to this specific LI. You fetched this LI based on its parent. So guys, the rule still stands. The main mantra, guys, remember that. The main mantra was first target the element, no matter in what way. So see now, after fetching it, I can simply go and do inner HTML equals, let's say, new Avenger. Okay, and now that in the place of Captain America, you will have new Avenger. Right, everyone? There's a spelling mistake, but that's fine for now. Okay, simple, nothing big. And yeah, it's an array, Naveen. So yeah, we can also apply a loop. It's completely fine. You can also apply a simple loop on that. Okay, But guys, this is not the ultimate aim right now. Just wanted to show you how to fetch. Now let's see all the different properties and methods by which you can do all that stuff. Okay. So let's go. Let's go back to this console.log and let's try to understand few more things. Okay. So guys, the first method that we learned, the first property that we see here is dot children, which returns you all the child elements of a particular, a parent. Now, just like dot children, you also have dot child nodes. Now then, let's first of all see the output. What does this dot child node gives us? So now let's try to understand. Okay. So if I go back to my browser, okay, you will see, if I do that, I get a node list. And see guys, it's nothing but I have my allies there, but I also have few more things. I have something called as text nodes as well. Is that clear, everyone? So guys, children and child nodes is kind of same. It's gonna give you all the children of that particular parent. It's gonna give us all the children of this particular parent. But children only gives you elements. Child nodes give you all the nodes. Now guys, when I say nodes, nodes can be anything. Nodes can be a text node, node can be a comment node, and node can also be an element. Don't worry guys, if you're confused, I'm going to tell you the difference between node and an element now. See guys, please focus. When you create a UL like this, let's say when you create a UL like this, okay, so this UL is having 3 child elements, this li, this li, this li. Okay, please focus on this guys. But now, for example, if I go ahead, add some text here. Let's say, hello. Please focus guys, just a random text, hello, which is not having any li. So li, then a random text hello, then again li, and then again li. Now let's see what's happening here to understand this. If I do child nodes, see what I get here. I get text, then li, then again text, which is my hello. That means guys, see, if I use child nodes, that random text which is inside my UL, it's also getting considered as a child node. But if I use children instead of child nodes, if I use children, it will only return me the actual elements, not any random text, only the actual elements. Okay, so guys, children will only return you elements, but child nodes on the other hand, child nodes will return you anything. Even if it is having a normal text, it will give you that. Even if you have a comment, that will also be returned as a child node. Like for example, if I go ahead and put some dummy comment in between like this. Now you will see guys, if you go ahead, see this, you're also getting a comment node here. You can't see it on the output because comments can't be seen, but you can see it's also coming as a child. Is that clear, everyone? You're getting a node list. So guys, remember, when you do children, you get a HTML collection. So guys, that's what HTML collection is. I am only a collection of HTML elements, real HTML elements. That's why anything extra that you give here is not considered. Only real HTML elements are considered. But when you use child nodes, on the other hand, you get a node list. Node list means give me all the child nodes. No matter if it's an element, no matter if it's a text, no matter if it's a comment. Anything that is inside my parent, it's a child. Is that clear, guys? Everyone. So it gives a node list. Every element is a node. Is that clear, everyone? So in HTML collection, you only get element nodes, real element nodes. But see, in here also you're getting element nodes. This li is the element node because it's a real HTML element. This li. So you're getting element nodes as well as all the extra things. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? So even a space is also considered as a text node. For example, see, initially I didn't have this normal text and all this stuff. Then why? Even if I don't have these, now see guys, now technically I can see that I don't have any extra nodes. I only have LIs. But still if you see, you're getting this text node. You're getting this text node, guys, because you have an enter, and that enter is also considered as a text node. You have done the enter, right? After this element, you have entered here. If I just go ahead and remove that enter, then you will see that extra text node is gone. If I do it something like this, now you will see. Now, you only have an initial text node and at the end because of the initial enter. So again, if I want to remove that, I have to put everything in a single line. And now, that extra node will be gone. Extra text node. See that, guys? Now you only have LIs. Because now you have not given any space. So guys, that enter space is getting considered as a text node. And if you write a text, it will also be getting considered as a text node. Is that cleared, everyone? Even a comment is considered as a comment node. So remember, guys, there are two things: HTML collection and node list. HTML collection will only have real HTML elements. A node list, on the other hand, will have everything. Even there is a random text, it will be considered as a child. Even a comment will be considered as a child. Even an enter, that space, will be considered as a child, which is a text node. And your real HTML elements are already there. So guys, got the difference between node list and HTML collection? Everyone understood? This is very important because a lot of times in interviews people ask it. Okay, so that's the difference between node list, which is every child element, no matter what it is, text, element, you know, whatever you want. HTML collection, on the other hand, is only every child real HTML element. That's all. This is every child element, everything, every child node. Okay, but this will only give you every child real HTML element node. Real HTML node. Only the tags, the main things, the main elements. But this will give you everything, every child node. Even if it is an element, even if it is a text, even if it is a comment, even if it is an enter space, whatever you want. Okay, so create an input tag and search the list item using JS. Yes, Devi Prasad will do that. Right now we are focusing on DOM traversing, but Devi Prasad, don't worry. We're also going to be doing that. I'll be showing you how to perform searching in a list. Don't worry. Okay. So guys, I hope you understood the difference. Everyone, I really hope you understood the difference. But now there is one more difference between this, okay, which I'll talk about later on. But guys, remember that when you do get elements by class name, you get HTML collection. Same happens with get elements by tag name. You also get what? HTML collection. But when we did query selector all, we got a node list. So remember guys, if you do get elements by class name, get elements by tag name, you're only going to get element nodes. But if you do query selector all, you will get all the nodes, even the text nodes that you have. Is that clear, guys? That's why remember when we did query selector all, we got a node list rather than, you know, tag. Let me show you that as well. See, if I in this case go ahead and do this, console.log document dot query selector all, and let's fetch all the LIs. See now, what will we get here? Let's see that. See this, guys, we get a node list. Everyone, we are getting a node list. Is that cleared, everyone? But in the same case, if we do get elements by tag name for the LIs, we get a HTML collection. Okay, so never forget that, guys. But I really hope that you have understood the difference between HTML collection and node list. HTML collection can only contain real HTML elements. A node list can contain HTML elements as well as any extra text node, space node, enter nodes. You know, everything is a child. Comment node, comment is also a child. Any extra thing that you write can be considered as a child for that. It will take it as a child. Okay, so that's one thing, guys. It's a very important question to be asked. What is the best option to use? Normally we go with HTML collection because normally we really want to work with HTML elements. So I would suggest to always use HTML collection technically. because that's better, right? You directly see 99% of the times you'll be working with real HTML elements. Okay, so in that case you should always go for that. Okay, so get elements by class name, get elements by tag name. You can also go with query selector all. That's completely fine. Okay, because when you do query selector all for li, you saw we didn't get all those text nodes in this case because it simply fetches all the LIs for you. So it's optimized for that perfect thing so that you don't get that extra text nodes and all that stuff. So query selector all is optimized. It doesn't give you all those extra text nodes and all that stuff. Okay. See, what I'm trying to say is node list contains those extra nodes, but query selector all is optimized so that all those extra things are removed from its node list. Extra text nodes, extra enters, extra things are removed. So it's optimized. So you can also go for this. But there is one more difference between HTML collection and node list, and then I'll tell you which one to use after explaining that difference. Yes, you can say that, Naveen. Yes, you can say that. So guys, are we cleared with this whole thing? Now let's get back to DOM traversing. We only saw one method, but this was important to understand, right? Okay. So let's go back to child node. So now here we go. You're getting a node list. We are getting it because we have removed all those enters. So let's quickly go ahead and get those enters back. Okay, so now you'll know that we'll also gonna get those text nodes, but that's fine. Now we at least know what's going on. Okay, so guys, so we have first method you saw, which was children. Then second method that you saw was child nodes. Okay, now let's go. Let's move ahead. Now you also have something called as parent node. So let's see what it does give, what it gives us. So let's go. Parent node. See now. Parent node gives you its parent. So see guys, we have selected this UL element. Who is the parent of UL? This div. So select the UL dot give me its parent node. That means give me its parent, whatever it is. And we know guys, there will be only one parent. So here we go. You got that div 1. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, so by using the child, you can also fetch its parent. Okay, I hope you're understanding the concept. Okay, you also have a property called as parent element, which will again give you the exact same thing. Because see guys, in this case, parent node and parent element will be exact. It will give you exact same thing. Why? Because I have only one parent. Every element can only have one parent, right? Parent and then grandparent, but only one parent at one time. So that's why parent node and parent element is gonna give you exactly same thing. Is that cleared, guys? So in that case, you can go with anything. It's completely fine. Okay, so parent node and parent element. Okay, cool. Now, why we don't get two divs? How are we going to get two divs? You have only one parent, right? For this UL, you only have one parent. There is no possibility that you can have two parents, right, Utpal? We are only working on this UL. We are not working on this UL. This is the only UL which is having this ID, right? There are two list item. But we are not working with the second list item, right? We are not working with this. You have written document.get element by ID list items. This is the only UL with that ID. We have not given it to this one. Right? Utpal? I hope you're getting my point. We are only working with this UL. This was just to show you a sample. Right? That was just to show you the sample that when you do get elements by tag name, it fetches everything from the document. Okay? Cool. Let me remove that so that we avoid the confusion. Okay guys, I hope you got the idea of parent node and parent element. Now, let's see if you can answer this. What if I do this? Children. So it will give me all the LIs. Simple. Now let's say I access this LI. This one. So I do of 1. Okay. So now I have that single LI. Okay, this LI. Now, if I go ahead and after the children, I add parent node. Guys, what am I going to get here? Let's see if you can answer it. What am I going to get here? So document.get element by ID list items. So I got that UL. Dot access its children's. And for one of the children's, give me its parent. So guys, let's see if we can answer this. Let's see. What am I gonna get? Everyone, what am I gonna get here as my output? Quickly tell me, guys, quickly. Let's see if you can answer it. Okay, I got one answer. List item. Bhimrao sir is saying list item. Dev Prasad is saying UL. Okay. Guys, quickly. I need some more answers. Go ahead. I'll wait. List item. Okay. What about Utpal, Subhashini, Nanda? What about you guys? What do you guys think? I want to see your answers. Let's see. I want to see your answers. UL. Okay. So yes, guys, UL is the correct answer. How can it be a list? No, not the div. No, not the div. See, guys, you have this UL. You said, so you're fetching the UL, right? So get the UL element dot one of its children dot its parent. It's like my child's parent. UL's child's parent. So who is my child's parent? Me. UL's child's parent. It's again UL, right? Not Dev Nanda. Again UL. You said fetch the UL element, go to its children. For one of its children, who is going to be the parent? UL. Is that cleared? Nanda? I think there's some little confusion, right? Naveen? Bhimrao sir? Got it, everyone? You fetched the UL element, said, okay, I want to access its children, which is nothing but Li. And for this Li, who is the parent? Yes, sir. Devi Prasad was the first one to give this answer. Yeah, so shout out to Devi Prasad. He was the first one to give this answer. Okay, let me ask it once again. One more question, guys. Dot parent node once more. Now what? Now what, guys? Now it's like this. Get elements by ID list items dot children of one dot parent node dot parent node. Now what's going to be the answer? Naveen, how it's going to be UL? Naveen? Yes, exactly. Now the dev, right? Yes, see, now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Right? Now, if after this I do children, what am I going to get? What am I going to get, guys? Now, last question. Now, what am I going to get? See, guys, let me put it in multiple lines so that you know it's much more understandable. Okay, now tell me. Fetching the UL element, dot its children, which is Li, only one Li, dot its parent, which is again UL, dot its parent, which is dev, dot its children, which is again a collection of elements. Children is always going to give you an array, guys. So in this case, you will get the UL, only one element. Right, guys? Exactly, UL. But remember, guys, children will give you an array. Even if you have only one child, it will still be an array. Just like get elements by class name. Even if you have one element, it will give you an array. Just like that, guys, you can see it is giving you an array. Is that clear, guys? There is only one child, a single UL, but it's still giving you an array. So, guys, are we cleared with this whole logic? Everyone, please tell me. Remember, the children property and the child nodes property will always going to give you an array. Node list or HTML collection, but an array, a collection. Okay. So even though my div had only one child, UL, it still gave us an array, but that's fine. We can access it. So I can go children of 0, and I know now I can access that single UL item that I wanted. So guys, I hope you have understood this. Now let's go back to this children of 1. So now, guys, you have this Li. Now there's also a way by which you can also target the sibling element. Not only parent and child, guys. You can also target the sibling element. For example, so now see, I have this Li, right? I have this Li. Now, guys, who is the next item after this? Is Hulk Li, right? After this Li, you have this Li. So you can also target that. So fetch that Li first, children of 1, dot, you have next sibling. So dot, give me the next sibling. So it will give me text. But why text, guys? Because next sibling also works on node list logic. So according to next sibling, after this li, there is a enter. So I will consider that enter or that space as that node. So guys, this next sibling will always work on the node list logic. That's why what we can use here is, we can use next element sibling. That means don't consider text nodes, only element nodes. So next element sibling, and now it will give me the next li, which is the Hulk one. See? So I fetched Captain America, and then I said give me the next element sibling, so I got the li. And just like that, guys, you also have previous element sibling like this. And now in this case, you're going to get Thor. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone? Children of 1 dot children. No, Naveen, see, if you do children of 1, see, children of 1 is what? This li. Now, if I do children of 1 dot children, that means give me li's children, right? If I do this, that means I'm asking for the children of this li. Who is the children of this li? Nothing, it's a text. Right, for this li, the child is text. Am I going to get anything? See, nothing. A collection of blank. Why blank? Because we don't have any other element inside it. But if I want this text, I know what I can do. Instead of using children, I can use child nodes, because child nodes considers text as a child. So I'll get that. See, I got that text now. Is that cleared, guys? Everyone? So you have to read. You have to properly read your HTML code to understand everything. Once you start reading your HTML code, it will be very, very easy. So guys, are we cleared with these methods, everyone? Please tell me. Are we cleared with these basic methods that we have? Okay. So children, then child nodes, parent element, then next. So let me mention it like this. Work on elements. Children, parent element, next element sibling, previous element sibling. And who works with the node logic? Works with node list logic. And this works with HTML collection logic. Okay, so child nodes, then parent node, then next sibling, and then previous sibling. These are the methods, guys. These are the functionalities which help you to. So guys, now you got it right. Now that means you have some more ways of selecting elements. Target any element, then you can go to its child, you can go to its parent, right? You can go to its child's child, to its child, to its child. There is no limit, guys. There is no limit. And you know that children gives you an array. So you can, after getting that children, the collection of children, HTML collection, you can access any element, guys. Right? So one more way. And guys, after you get the element, after you get the specific element that you want to work with, then it's done and dusted. Then after that, you know what to do. Change CSS, change content, do whatever you want. It's up to you, guys. So guys, are we cleared with the whole concept of DOM traversing? And where and when? Like, now see guys, the use case depends. It depends on how big of a HTML page you have. But in bigger pages, when you have already selected one element, guys, this will help a lot. Because you don't want to give classes and IDs to every element again and again, just to select them and work with them. So you can select one element and simply go to its child and select that. Go to its parent and select that. No need to, give a separate ID. No need to do all that digging stuff. Just you can use this DOM traversing only if needed. Okay. So guys, I hope the whole concept of this DOM traversing is clear. Yeah, it is highly hierarchical. Yes, you can say that. Because it's DOM traversing, right? You're traveling through the descendants and ancestors. So yeah, it's hierarchical, obviously. Okay. So guys, I hope that you're cleared with this. And I really hope that you also have understood the difference between HTML collection and node list. Okay, so some of the things will give you HTML collection, some of the things will give you node list. Okay, just remember that for HTML collection, it only considers a real HTML element, but for node list, it considers real HTML element as well as text nodes as well as comment nodes and everything. But remember that, guys, for query selector only for query selector, they have optimized it so that it doesn't return you text nodes and all that stuff. Okay, only for query selector all. But other than that, if you're using child nodes, it will return you text nodes, comment nodes, everything. Okay, technically query selector all should also return text nodes, comment nodes, but it doesn't give you that because you're specifying a specific element. That's the reason. That's how it is optimized. Okay. Exactly, Naveen. Exactly. Now you can actually connect to how those frameworks are made. Right. Now, guys, there is one more difference that I want to teach you between HTML collection and node list. Why I want you to learn this is because it is a very important interview question. They ask you the difference between HTML collection and node list. Now you have one answer that no, for node list, everything is a node. Everything is a node or a child, right? A text is a node. So node list considers everything as a node, a text, a comment, a tag, and real element is also a node. But for HTML collection, only the real elements are main nodes, nothing else. There is one more difference. So I want to talk about that as well. Okay. So guys, please focus, everyone. So let's say I have these three LIs. Okay. I have these three LIs. Okay, guys, please focus. Let's fetch those LIs quickly. Okay. So using its parent, let's do it using its parent. Okay. Or you can also do it using its child. That's also fine. Or you can also fetch it directly. Up to you. So yeah, let's go. Let's call it as items. Let's fetch all those LIs and store it in this items. So document dot get elements by, let's use tag name. Okay, everyone. Get elements by tag name, and guys, what is the tag name? Li. And if I print these items, you know I'm gonna get a HTML collection in this case. Correct? Nice and simple. Now tell me, guys, one very important thing. How, let's see if you can answer this. How can we add one more Li into this list using JavaScript? How can we do that? Guys, like, do we know how to add a new child using JavaScript? Have we learned that? If yes, what is the method that we use to add a new element in any parent? Guys, how do we add a new element to any parent? How do we add a new element to any parent? Quickly tell me. Have we learned? Yes, first we create element. And then append. Exactly. First we create. Because if I want to add a new Li, I need to create that Li. And then I can append it inside this UL. Correct, guys? Everyone. So let's go and let's do it. Focus, guys, please focus. So let's create a Li first. So I'm going to call it as NI, that stands for new item. So document dot create element Li. Let's put some dummy text to it. So ni dot inner text equals, let's just say, Hawkeye. Okay, cool, guys. So now we have a new element, new Li element. Guys, this will create a Li element, right, everyone? We know that this line of code will create a Li element. Now I want to put this Li inside this UL as the last element. So I need to fetch this UL element, right, using its ID. So let's go. Document dot get element by ID. Now you can use anything, but let's use get element by ID. List items, and then we can simply do dot append child, and we'll pass that ni. So you'll see now it's added, right? You can see we have Hawkeye. Now, guys, see, I fetched this get elements by tag name Li in the very start, right, everyone? Please focus, it's very important. So I fetched it in the start of the code. I fetched, give me all the Li elements that I have in the start. Then after that, I wrote the code to create a new Li and added that in the UL. But now at the end, if I just go ahead and again print this variable, you will see now this time it's having 4 Li. Guys, did I select it again? I selected it when it was 3. I targeted the elements when there were 3 elements. In future, I added new element. But if I print the same variable again, now it already knows that there are 4 elements. I didn't even select it again. That means, guys, HTML collection internally live updates. Whenever you add an element, internally HTML collection updates live. Is that clear, everyone? That's one very important thing for HTML collections, guys. How did items was connected with append child? Items? No, this is just the UL, right? You fetched this element and said inside this UL, I want to add a child. And for adding a child, we use the function append child and pass this ni, which is our new li element. Is that clear, guys? No, don't connect with the hosting concept. Don't connect with that. Line 2 items. I'm talking about this one. See, this was printed first time when I printed it here. So I fetched all the li items and I printed. So initially there were only 3 items. But then I again created one element. I added in my li and I just printed that variable again. Did I select it again, guys? No, I selected it initially only once. But when I printed the variable, it already had the new li element as well. So it live updates. Don't connect it to hosting and all that stuff. It's not like that. Hosting, just keep it for variable and all that stuff. This is just I'm printing the variable again. That's all. What I'm trying to say is, did I do any changes in this variable? No. I only fetched it once. But when I used the variable again, it was already updated and I didn't do it. That means internally HTML collection performs live update. Whenever you add a new element, HTML collection internally updates, and I didn't even do anything. I didn't even change the variable's value. I didn't even fetch it. It happens internally, Naveen. See, what I'm trying to say is, see, normally, see, let's say you have A as a variable and some data is coming from network. Some data from network. Okay, let's say that is 2. Now, if in future I print A, we know it's going to print 2 initially. But let's say, now this data was from network. So let's say from network data, something like that it is coming. Okay, somewhere else. Now, see, now after doing some more code, when I print A again, A changed to 10. But in my code, I never said A should change to 10. That means somewhere on the network, A changed to 10 and it automatically updated my variable as well. And I didn't do anything. That means they are some kind of connected, but I'm not doing it. Same here. Same concept goes here. I fetched all the li elements initially and stored in the variable. Then in future, I added more li elements. But I only fetched them initially. But still, that items variable got updated. Even though I didn't fetch it again. I didn't check. Okay, now check again. How many elements do I have? Because normally I should have done that, right? This was initial fetch. I should have fetched it again. Now again give me that get elements by tag name li. But it didn't happen. It automatically updated internally. Is that clear, Naveen? Are you getting my idea? Now you'll understand this. See. Now let's say instead of get elements by tag name, let's use query selector all, which gives us what? Node list. We know that, right, everyone? Now see, guys, you get a node list. Correct, guys? Everyone. So focus here. You're getting a node list now. So you fetched all the li elements, stored in this variable and printed them. And right now you can see you have 3 li elements. Correct. Now you added one more li element into that UL. But now I'm just trying to print the same variable again. And now you will see it will do its conventional behavior. If I print it, it still gives me 3 elements. But in reality, you can see there are 4 elements, but it gives you 3 elements because that variable was never changed. That means if you want to see the current, how many elements you have currently, you have to do this thing again. You have to fetch it again. Then only you can see, oh, now there are 4 li elements. So you fetched, at that time it was 3. So you printed 3 elements. Then you added new element in that UL. And then you again write the code to see how many elements are there now after adding. But for HTML collection, you didn't have to do it. Why? Because HTML collections internally update themselves. So wherever they are, they will update themselves internally. So they have a live update feature. Is that cleared? That's one more difference. HTML collections do live updates. Node list never live updates. Once it's fetched, it's static. If you want to see the things again, you have to fetch it again. So node list is a static list. Once you have fetched all the elements, it's done and dusted. Now after that, do any changes. If you want to see the new changes, fetch it again. Is that cleared? Guys, have we cleared here? Everyone, please tell me. And I can see 14 people watching, but likes are only 7. So guys, please, if at all you're understanding all the things, and if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like, guys. Don't forget to like the video. Okay? So guys, right now, I really hope that you got the idea here. Okay? See guys, that's the technical term, right? If you're confused, let me explain it again. You're getting my point, right? I fetched something. And at that time I see, okay, there is only 10 data. Now something happened there. It became, from 10, it became 12. Okay. Initially I fetched, so it was, let's say from some server, I got my data. So right now, oh, there is 10 data. Now on the server, someone updated 10 to 12. Someone updated 10 to 12 on that server. But when I fetched it, it was 10. So technically, I should fetch again to see, oh, is there any new data? But no, it's connected in a way where when the server updates, at my place also it updated automatically. I didn't even have to do anything. That's what HTML collection is. But on the other hand, query selector is static. I fetched it, it was 10. Now something happened on the server. It became 10, 12, 30, 40, but I can't see it here. Why? Because I have to fetch it again to see it. So it's working like a static thing. Just like you refresh your web page to see the changes. Remember that you have live server. So when you do any changes, it automatically updates because they are connected live. Any changes are directly pushed on the web page. But when you don't use live server, I have to refresh my page again to see what's new. That's what query selector is. You have to refetch it. Exactly. So guys, got the idea here. HTML collection has the ability to update things live. I will fetch it only once. And after that, if I just print that again, it will be already updated. I don't have to do it again. Okay, cool then guys. So that was one more difference between HTML collection and query selector. And guys, please don't forget to like the video, everyone. I can know there are around 11-12 people watching, but there are only 8 likes. So please don't forget to like, guys. And if you're enjoying the video, if you're understanding all these topics, and if you're new, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be coming up with a lot of things. Basically, I'm trying to teach complete full stack development here. Okay, JavaScript, React, Node, everything that I know. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be coming up with a lot of new videos. Now give us an idea about searching on list items. Devi Prasad, see now according to the plan, I'm going to be creating a model today. So don't worry. Tomorrow I'll show you how to do searching in the list item. Because for that we also need to prepare data and display a table in a tabular structure and then perform search. So if you want that to happen, what I'll do is I'll have a separate session for it. Okay, don't worry. I will have a separate session for it where I'll be teaching all that stuff. Okay, because it will take time to prepare data, to display it properly and all that stuff. It will take time. So let's do one thing. Let's complete what we have planned for today. So after doing DOM traversing, we'll create the model that we have planned. And after that, I'll teach you how to perform searching. Because for that, we need to prepare data, then display it, then read with input fields. So too much things to do, right? So I'll create a separate session for it. Don't worry. Where I'll be teaching how to perform filter and sorting. Sounds good? Searching, filtering, sorting, all that stuff. So guys, I hope now you have understood DOM traversing. So now let's move ahead to a mini project that I planned for today. That was creating model or modal, whatever you call it. So guys, before we create it using DOM manipulation, I would like to show you what exactly I'm planning to create. So guys, see, when you go on sites like flipkart.com, something like that, you see these things, right? When you click on a button, for example, like this. Okay, have they changed it now? Okay, they have changed the design a little bit. Now I can't see that pop-up here. See guys, remember that we used to have a pop-up. When I used to click on login, we used to have a pop-up here. Now they open a separate page like this. So bad. I used to like that pop-up. Okay, so guys, do you remember that when we used to click on the button, a pop-up used to appear here on Flipkart site? Okay, or let's say pop-up examples website, something like that. I want to show you what exactly is a pop-up. So yeah, something like this, guys. See, something like this. When you are on a website and you're doing a few stuff, and suddenly when you click somewhere, now I don't know where here how to open that pop-up in this site. I'm coming onto this site for the first time. Okay, I don't know from where it opens. No issues, no issues. I really hope that you guys know what's a pop-up. Okay, that there's no, I can't find a button which will open that pop-up for me. Here there's, okay, it's an ad, so it will automatically come. Amazing. Okay, so guys, see this, everyone. See this. You get something like this on your web page, right? You get something like this on your web page. Your website is behind, and suddenly an ad appears in front of you, like this. Okay, or sometimes when you click on a button like login or something like that, a login form appears, but not on a separate page. On that same page as a pop-up. That pop-up is what you call as a modal. So you call it a pop-up, or sometimes you call it as a modal. So you have different names for it. Okay, so let's see how to create that using JavaScript, guys, because it's going to be in a lot of sites. It's very useful. Sometimes you use it to display data. So let's say you have a product and you say view product details. So you click on that, so that modal or pop-up appears, and you can see all that data there, right? And it looks very good. If you animate it, it looks amazing. So let me show you how to make that using your JavaScript, plain JavaScript. Okay, so let me create a new file. Let's call it as a modal.html. Okay, so let's create that, guys, as an example, as a simple mini project in this DOM manipulation, so that basically I'm trying to give you one more thing what you can do using DOM manipulation. So in this whole course, guys, I'm trying to create 3-4 mini projects like this, so that even after learning DOM manipulation, you should know where to use it. Okay, so let's go. We don't need it right now. So guys, the first important thing is the setup. So let's go. Modal example. Quickly. Now in the background, guys, you can have a really big website, but for now, I'm creating a simple button which will just open the pop-up. So open modal. It can be a login button, whatever you want, guys. I hope you're getting my point, everyone, right? It can be anything. Behind the scenes, you can have a really good looking web page. Behind, you can actually have a really good looking web page. But right now, that is not the plan. Okay, right now I'm just creating a simple button. When I click on it, I want the pop-up to appear. But now, guys, the most important thing here is the setup. Okay, so let's have some styling here. Come on, give me the tag. Okay, so first of all, let's do the basic setup. That margin of everything should be 0, and padding of everything should be 0, and box sizing should be border box. Okay, cool. Now then, let's move ahead. Let's style the button a little bit. So button, I wanted to have a padding of from top and bottom I want 10 pixel, from left right I want 20 pixel, something like that. So you can have a button now. See that, guys? A simple good looking button. You can change the color and all that stuff. So background color, let's say sky blue, something like that. Little bigger button. Okay, that should be fine, and a little border radius. So border radius of 10 pixel. Okay, so guys, a simple button, but guys, in future it can be anything. In future it can be a web page, a login button, whatever you want. But now, first of all, let's do the setup. So guys, for the setup, what I'm going to do is, now there are multiple setups for this, but I'm showing you one of the best setups that you can do for Modal. So first of all, I'm going to create a div, and I'm going to give it a class of overlay, because I want it to be the overlay, the black overlay that you see. So let's give some height and width. So for this overlay, the width will be 100%, exactly same as the screen, and the height also will be exactly same as the screen, so 100 VH. And for now, background color black. See that, guys? And right now the button is below. Right now the button is below. You can't see it because of my subscribe banner, but let me show you. Wait, let me remove that subscribe banner for a second. Okay, now can you see that, guys? Everyone, I've just removed that for a second so that you can see things. Okay, so you can see that button is below that, right, everyone? That button is below there. Now, let's go. Okay. I want that button to be behind. I want this overlay on top of everything. So for that, we have learnt in CSS that we can use what? Position. We can give position of absolute. That will make sure that the black one overlay now gets positioned according to the parent, or in this case the viewport. Okay, and the button will go behind it. Basic setup CSS. Now, guys, sir, you said we'll add JS in Hotstar website. Yes. So after completing this DOM manipulation, we'll again go back there at some point of time. So no issues. No issues, Naveen. No issues, buddy. We're almost at the end once we finish this. So no issues. So guys, for everyone who doesn't know a lot of HTML and CSS, I would suggest you guys to watch my previous live stream. Just before this course, I had a course of HTML and CSS, complete CSS fundamentals and mastering CSS. So you can just go ahead and watch that course. I've explained all the CSS in detail. So all this will be very clear to you. Okay. So now, guys, you know the button will be behind. Okay. But now I want it to be a little transparent as well. So for that, you can simply go ahead and instead of giving it black, you can use RGBA, and then for red give 0, for green also give 0, for blue also give 0, which will make it black, and transparency give it 0.5. So you'll see a transparent. Okay, I hope you can see that. Now you have a transparent background, and behind that you have the button. Now inside this overlay, you can create whatever you want. You can create a pop-up now. So div, let's call it as your pop-up or model, whatever you'd like to call it, guys. So dot pop-up, width of 50%, height of let's say 500 pixel, background color white, and border radius 10 pixel. So you'll have a div like this. Now let's move it in center quickly. So for that, we'll go to the parent. We'll give it display of flex, justify content center, align item center, and here we go. Now it's in center. Okay. Now, guys, up to you. Put whatever content you want, like this. See there, guys. Here you have a pop-up. See, you got an example. You have a pop-up here in which there is some content, and there is a X button by which I can close it. Here also, see, it's a pop-up which is having an image, some input field, and then a close button to close it. Just like that, guys. Here you can put whatever you want now. Image, text, whatever you want. Now I'm leaving that up to you. Put whatever content you want. But what I want here is a simple button by which I can close it. Now it can be an image, it can be whatever you want. But just for idea, I am creating a button which I'm going to call as close. When I click on this button, I want to close this model. Hi Sadaf, how are you? How are you? Seeing you after a long time. Hello Sadaf, and also hello Imaz. How are you, buddy? So yes, guys, you can have anything. Like put any content you want and any kind of close button. You can have a X or a cross mark or a simple button. At the end, what is important is just add an event. You just have to click and do something. That's all. You just have to click and do something. That's all. Okay. Now, guys, the main concept is this pop-up should not appear by default. So let's go to this overlay and give it a display of none. So that will be gone. Now what I want is when I click on this button, that pop-up should appear, and when I click on close, that should go away. So that's what I want to do, guys. So let's go. Let's write some JavaScript now. So I have two buttons, guys, and on both of the buttons I want an event. So first, let's go on this button. Let's give it ID of open-model because this is going to be used for opening the model. Let's add an event on this button the way we have learned. So script document dot get element by ID open model. Guys, how do we add an event? by using the add event listener function. I want to click, okay, and as we have learned, we can also pass a direct function here, anonymous function, and now we can put whatever code I want. So guys, when I click on that button, I want this model to appear, this overlay to appear. Now guys, how have we disappeared it? By giving it display of none. By giving it display of none, we have disappeared it, right? So again, if I remove this display none, by some ways, if I remove this CSS property, it will be back again, right? That means we just need to change CSS of overlay and it will be back. So guys, we know, right, how to change CSS using JavaScript? Yes. Let's give it an ID of overlay, and now let's change its CSS using JavaScript. So document dot get element by ID overlay. I want to change its style, and I want to change its display property, which is none. I want to change it to flex, and that should be it. So when I click on the open model button, I want the overlay elements styling property display to become flex, because I made it none so that it's not visible, but I am changing it from none to flex so that it becomes visible. And now let's see. See guys, just by changing a CSS property, we are able to make it appear. That's how simple it is. And guys, now we just need to do the reverse. When I click on the close button, when I click on close, I just want this overlay to go away. Simple, just the opposite thing again. Let's go to that close button, give it ID of close hyphen model. Let's add an event again. So guys, we can just copy the exact same thing, but now the event is on close model button. So get element by ID close model, which is nothing but your this button. When someone clicks on it, I want the same element again, but now display should again become none so that it's invisible again. And now if you see guys, open model, close model, open model, close model. See guys, how simple it was. We didn't even use the whole JavaScript that we have learned so far. We didn't even have to use the whole DOM manipulation concept that we have learned so far. Just by using some basic concepts that we have learned so far, that is changing CSS and adding events. By using only these two things, we made something really cool, which is almost there in all kinds of websites. This model pop-up is almost there in all different kind of websites for showing ads, for showing login forms, for showing registration forms. And how simple it was. Is that clear guys? How to get pop-up by scrolling websites. Then you have to add an event on scroll. That's all. If you want to do that, then you just have to add an event on scroll. But don't worry, I have a separate session for teaching you scrolling and window. That is day after tomorrow. So I'll be showing you that how to do it. I don't want you guys to become confused today. So I have a separate session for that. Then I'll be showing you how to do it on scroll as well. Don't worry. Using display none and hidden, does the element occupy? No, whatever space it was occupying initially, that is what it will occupy. That's all. But yeah, if at all if it does something different, you have to make sure that it's positioned properly, so that even if it comes back, it should be positioned in a way that it doesn't hurt anyone else. That is a CSS thing. That's not even JavaScript thing, Utpal. That's why we create it first and see that it's not hurting anyone. Then only we make it disappear and appear. Right, Utpal? So it will take space only if you allow it to take space. If you give it proper positioning, it will never take extra space. Right? And you have created it in such a way. That's why I first created the whole setup so that I can see how it will look like when it comes back. Then I hide it and unhide it. First of all, I make sure that it doesn't hamper anything else. So guys, see, we have learned so many things in DOM manipulation, but by just using two things, changing CSS and basic event, we created the whole pop-up. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. We are learning around 70 to 80% of DOM manipulation in this whole 5-day course. But technically, you'll be only using 40 to 50% of it throughout your whole projects and career, mostly. But guys, that's how it is. You need to learn everything here so that when you're working in your job or when you're making a project, everything that you come up with should become simple for you. That's my ultimate goal. That's why we are trying to cover everything that there is. So now guys, we know how to manipulate CSS. we know how to manipulate content, we know how to manipulate attributes, right? We know how to add an element, right everyone? We know how to generate a real DOM element, we know how to add events, and today we also learned DOM traversing. Okay, and guys, yesterday we saw how to convert, if you have a list of data, how to display cards based on that. And guys, that will be one of the most useful things in your future, because in your websites 90% of the times you will be displaying data coming from API. So yesterday we learned we didn't have data coming from API, but we really had a dummy data. In future, a data will come from API. Doesn't matter if a data is coming from API or if you directly have the data. After that, what you do with that data, how you create or generate cards with that data is similar. No matter if the data is coming from API or it's a dummy data or if it's coming from a file. So yesterday, that mini project we made. We had an array of data, and based on that we created cards. Today we learned one more mini project, that is creating a model. And guys, these all things are going to be very, very useful. So guys, I hope that you're understanding everything so far, and I hope that you feel that after joining this course, you're learning some things about DOM manipulation and you're gaining confidence in creating these amazing web elements. Please let me know, guys, in the chat, everyone. Are you feeling like, okay, you're getting confident in, understanding DOM and creating these elements here and there? Like now, at least you go on a website and you see something happening, you will try to understand, oh, this might be happening using this logic, or this kind of DOM manipulation is applied here. Because I want that thing in your brain, guys. If you go onto some website and you see something happening, you should automatically start thinking, oh, here it might be this. Here they might be doing stasis manipulation. Here they might be doing, some kind of attribute manipulation. Okay, so I want that by seeing something, you should be able to figure out what's going on there. Okay. So now, guys, you know a lot about DOM manipulation. Literally, you know a lot about DOM manipulation. Yes, clear. Yes, even I haven't used these much on my 50%. Yes. So now, guys, after learning all these things, you can actually start using them on your projects. So now, guys, tomorrow when you come back, I am planning to create one more mini project, which is carousel. Okay, guys, we're going to be creating a carousel. You might have seen carousel, right? You have carousels, you have left right button, you click, it slides, the image slides, and you have indicators, right? Something like this. When you go on flipkart.com, this, when I click here, see, the images change, and see, you also have an indicator here. See, guys, in the bottom you have an indicator. Can you see that? That tells you on which image you are. So I'll be showing you how to create something like this tomorrow, guys, because this is one of the coolest things that's almost there on every website you go on. And people always opt for libraries. They don't code these things themselves because they find it tricky. That's why they always go with libraries. They download carousel libraries or pre-written code from internet, and then they make changes in them. But I'll be teaching you how to create something like this from scratch. Is that clear, guys? I'll be teaching you how to create something like this from scratch by using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. That's going to be one more mini project. So guys, I'm trying to cover up everything almost possible that you can do using DOM manipulation, all the tricky things, so that in real-time projects, you don't even have to think twice for anything. Okay? So yep, guys, that's all for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the whole session. Please don't forget to like the video. Okay, if you've enjoyed it, and guys, once the video ends, please don't forget to comment on the video what you liked about the video, what you didn't like, what upcoming things you want me to teach you. Okay, please don't forget to mention all that in the comment. And guys, we are very close to 1.5k subscribers, so please share my channel with your friends and colleagues in your college groups so that they can also join and learn live with me, because I'm going to be coming up with a lot of sessions. So yep, guys, and if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, guys. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, guys. I will see all of you tomorrow. I'm watching from office. Oh, that's great, Imaz. That's great, buddy. That's really cool. Okay. So, yep, guys. That's all, everyone, from today. Thank you so much for joining in. Please share the channel, like the video, and I'll see you tomorrow when we make the carousel. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night. I'll see all of you tomorrow, exactly at 6 p.m. Good night, guys. And also, guys, if possible, please share it with your friends on LinkedIn. Okay, you can just put a post or a story or something like that so that they can also join and come. It will be a really good help for me as a small growing channel. So yep, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Good night. Good night, guys.